All right, bros. Welcome back. It's been a little while. I felt a little bit scratchy in the esophageal region today, a little bit under the weather. Just came back from visiting my brother's family and my niece and her cousins and friends. And y'all know how the little kitties are. They're like little walking Wuhan laboratories. So I caught something up there, and now I'm back in the hometown, chilling out on the porch, enjoying a little bit of a summer vacay, and things have been well. Hope things have been well with you guys. Um, it's getting wild out there, brothers. It's getting really wild out there. And one thing that I want to express to you is do not give up your agency. Do not give it up. Everything out there is trying to pull your attention in so many different directions. And they're asking for your agency at the end of the day. And when you give up your agency, you give up your autonomy, you give up your self control, and you export that in many cases to people who do not care about you and do not have your interest at heart. There's a little bit of like a crypto tie to this message because, in my opinion, what's going on nowadays with a lot of the crypto sphere, and the crypto sphere in many cases is the Bitcoin sphere, right? Because that's the big dog on the hog. What they want you to do is just buy these coins and sit there and hope and wait and not take action. They want you to just have you believe you're revolutionary because you buy a cryptocurrency, you don't sell it, and you literally just hold it. And you plea for Wall Street to buy your coins, you plea for the government to give you favorable regulations, and you plea for forces beyond your control that you know are bad to make your life better. Fundamentally, isn't that what this is all about? Isn't that what they're doing? Is giving up their autonomy and their future and their destiny to people and to entities that have pretty much destroyed society. Just think about it. That's what's going on. And the Monero sphere represents a different attitude. It represents an attitude of self sovereignty. It represents an attitude of you having agency and you building a circular economy, you building a business, you using Monero in your daily life to do whatever you want to do and to do it as you want it to be done. You're not waiting on anybody. You're not giving up authority to third parties for scaling or for liquidity or for digital forensics or whatever. You're just using it. And I hear this thing from people over and over again. They say, Matt, I understand what you're saying about the privacy. I understand what you're saying about these different factors with Monero that are optimal relative to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but like the liquidity isn't there and it's being kicked off exchanges and so blah blah blah, right? But they don't understand like that's not a factor here. Does it have some influence on people's capacity to get it? Yeah. Does it have some capacity on people's capacity to use it in all the different opportunities that they would otherwise have if it was listed on all these exchanges and it was popular or whatever? Yeah, but you can still use it and you can still find people to trade it with. And Monerica recently, which is a website that allowed a lot of vendors and a lot of people who use Monero to put their goods and services on, came under attack. And Riot, who's the guy who runs that website, he has had a real hard time with keeping this thing up because it's been under DDoS attack. And There have been a lot of people who have come out to support him, but not enough. And everyone's just kind of in this headspace now where like you don't have to do anything. You just have to buy the right coins and just sit back and wait. Something good will happen. That's not how this works. That's not how life works, especially nowadays. Everything is entropically disintegrating. Everything's being pulled in a direction towards like non-existence and total destruction. That's not me being conspiratorial or black pill. That's me telling you like you got to go against that. And you can go against that. And you can create order in your life that goes against the grain and is outside of that force, which is sucking everything down. And ultimately, it's a spiritual force. We were talking at church recently about sin, and we were talking about the nature of evil. And ultimately, evil and sin, it has like no element of existence to it. It's actually like the absence of life. It's the absence of good. It's not its distinct thing. It's not actually a thing. It's a lack of a thing. And so when you get involved in anything that takes away your agency and takes away your capacity to make choices and to move things forward, you're like fading into non-existence when you do that. It's not healthy spiritually. You may get rich in the coming world, which is run by a bunch of wacko Satanists who want to track everything you do and give you permission to do X, Y, Z, or whatever. I mean, that's part of the whole World Economic Forum thing is you'll own nothing and be happy. What they're saying is you'll be nothing and be happy. You're not going to be very happy, by the way. A little spoiler alert. But yeah, you might get rich, but you're going to be in a world, you're going to be on top of a hierarchy that has nothing like to it. You're going to be the king of nothing because you decided that it was a good trade to give up your agency for money, your autonomy, your sovereignty. It was something that could be bought. And at the end of the day, like nothing should be able to buy that from you. People just messing around out here, dude. People are just like, and I see it in the political sphere too. Like, I have to get off social media because people are looking for somebody else to make the choices for them. And there are no good choices in choices, in people making choices for you. Nobody's going to make good choices for you, bro. Of course, I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are smart, but there's no political solution to any of this. You guys know that. You got to build the ark. You got to get your assets off the system. You have to join the church, the Orthodox Church, in my opinion. I think that's the right thing to do. I think that truly is the ark of salvation. And you have to have a tight circle of people that you trust. It's not just about buying a crypto and things are going to be okay. Like, no, no, no. You have to have this stuff in check. And part of the reason I'm making this video isn't even like a crypto related thing. It's just what I'm seeing everywhere. There is just like when you really start to make choices in your life, you start to be proactive and you start to like really get things going. You have fellowship, you have your spirit right, your finances are in check, you've got a business running, you're accepting Monero and private cryptos for your payments. You're taking responsibility for your health and you're trying to like walk that line and you look around everyone around you. Not in any kind of judgmental way, but in honestly, like, kind of like a vicarious and empathetic way. It's like they're just falling away. Like everyone's just falling away. They're just giving up. And giving up your agency is giving up. You can't give it up, bro. You can't. And I know, like, there aren't many jokes in this video. I know you guys like the jokes, and like I joke around all the time and have a pretty happy, free spirit about things, but it's getting dark out there. It's getting really dark out there. Like the current political situation, it's like spiritually very dark. Like you don't want to interact with it at all. At all. At all. Like, because on both sides, Democrat, Republican, or if you are across the sea and you're in Britain or in France, where elections were just lost to total communists, is what it looks like. There are a bunch of schemes played, and I don't understand European politics that well. But like the wrong people are in control, and they have it. Like I was talking to a buddy about this recently, because we used to be kind of politically motivated and involved. Like we were, right wing libertarian types. And we would, in some cases, go to meetings and we would be out there, going to rallies and stuff because we thought there was some chance or some kind of hope or good that could be done in politics, whether utilitarian or otherwise. But like we chatted recently because we just stopped talking about that stuff completely. And finally it was brought up. It's just like, yeah, like they have it. Like the dark forces, they've got it. So that's not a black pill. Again, it's just you're giving your agency to these forces when you get involved with this kind of stuff. And they will judo flip that onto you in ways that you can't even imagine. Like, I'm pretty convinced that if the people who a lot of people want to win, because they think, like, this political prisoner is going to be free, or Bitcoin's going to go super hyper mega nuclear, or, whatever problem that is a problem, of which there are many, is fixed, then that'll in some way be a win. But you're dealing with like dark magic, bro. You're dealing with dark magic. And like you're giving into that even a little bit. You can't do that. You can't do it. You're giving up your agency. You just have to take control over the choices you have in front of you and move forward. Like the only thing that's going to save the current situation from total bedlam is divine intervention. That's it. And God will come and intervene if there are enough good people for him to intervene for. People who are asking for mercy, people who are trying to repent, people who are trying to be better, people who aren't like giving up their agency like that and are just sitting around like devolving with the world, just fading away into non-existence. You got to have veritas, and to have veritas means fighting the entropy. Like it takes work to create order, to create fellowship, to create a tight circle. This circular economy for Monero, it takes work. So that's all I've got for this video. I mean, I was going to talk more about crypto stuff, but this just kind of flowed out of me. I mean, there's a lot I want to talk about in regards to crypto. Like, there was a news story recently about how the European Union is going to put together like a digital asset registry. It's going to track everybody's assets. They're going to use the Internet of Things. We did a story on that 3 years ago. That was like a story for a day, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, like people are just catching on to that. We did a story 3 years ago about that, a video. Like, people are just so behind the curve, it's wild. But there was also a video of Tucker Carlson talking about How he would die for Bitcoin, it's a great idea, but it's tracked and traced. And so that's like a big compromising factor. And he also kind of funnily thinks it's like invented by the CIA, which we've talked about a little bit here on the channel. Like there is actually like some like reasonable like positions behind that. And we talked to the Money Today show, who is pretty sure it's like the NSA who is behind the creation of Bitcoin. Pretty smart guy. Go check out his channel. I haven't checked out his channel in a while, but he made great content. But the legacy financial system is pretty much gobbling up crypto. That's what we're all seeing happen, like right in front of our eyes. Um, but you still have Monero, you still have Zano. Go give Zano a check. It's amazing how many people I told Zano about when it was like 30 cents. And I had one guy, one, who took me up on it and said, all right, I'll throw it down with you. Let's do it. One of my most loyal friends, man. Solid guy. Now it's like $3.20, something like that. And again, I'm not saying like sit here and wait. The cool thing about Xano is like you can participate, you can create assets, you can stake your Xano and support the network security. You don't have to just hold this stuff. Like there's a lot to do with this stuff. You can use it because it's a private cryptocurrency. You can do escrow contracts if you're doing online stuff. You can create decentralized marketplaces. It's a very proactive cryptocurrency. It's awesome. Go check it out. But that's my message for the video, man. Don't give up your agency. Don't give it up. Keep on the fight. It's going to be hard. Like it's getting harder every day to like make the Monero circular economy, to not give in to despondency about where the world is going, and to just have correct people in your lives who can be correct, who can be veritas. And when you find those people, man, hold on to them and build something with them. Create order. Create order. Love God, go to church, and all that kind of stuff. Over and out. That's all I got to say. My name is Mateo. We'll be back soon. Sign on.